The Killer is a movie about humanity's relationship to the capitalist system we inhabit. The structure of the system is shaped by the flow of money, and for us to survive, it offers a mold. The Killer is the final result of humanity forced through this mold.
Stick to your plan. Anticipate. Don't improvise. Trust no one. Never yield an advantage. Fight only the battle you're paid to fight. Forbid empathy. Each and every step of the way, ask yourself, what's in it for me? This is what it takes, what you must commit yourself to if you want to succeed.
That is what it takes to be successful in business. And that is the incessant mantra repeating on end throughout the killer's mind. That and snippets of books and pop culture he's heard that placate his psyche into accepting that his occupation is inevitable and meaningless.
Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. To quote someone, Popeye the Sailor probably said it best. I am what I am.
But if you are what you are, then you would not need to adhere to a strict code of life to make yourself into something else.
When it comes to bystanders getting involved, everything becomes a blur. Combat veterans call this tunnel vision. I call it occupational good fortune.
All of the things he says in his mind seem to be creating this cool assassin character that lives on the edges of society and is sort of above society. But really, he's just another serf to the system.
I don't give a fuck.
But saying, I don't give a fuck in a cool, stylish way implies that you do give a fuck. But the killer is all too human. He messes up a lot.
Shit. Fuck.
He breaks every one of his rules. He does not stick to the plan when he chooses to approach Tilda Swinton in the restaurant. He empathizes with the assistant and gives her an appropriate death. He doesn't kill the dog. He trusts the man who has paid for the assassination isn't out to get him and is telling the truth that he didn't care that the job was botched. Hodges tells him the client was very angry.
I was forced to make amends to a very angry, very powerful man.
My response was, nobody's perfect.
And this whole rampage is a fight he doesn't need to fight and isn't being paid for. Hodges says the most logical thing for him to do would be to relocate. None of this is acknowledged in his thoughts, nor is the entire reason for his vendetta, which goes against his rules. His conscious mind seems to be entirely devoted to this code, forcing himself to be a person that will succeed. There is no sign he understands his own emotions or motivations, which lies beneath his conscious mind. But you can see the emotion on his face. And at times, you see his humanity shaking the bars of its prison. His eye twitches just before he fires the shot at the beginning of the film.
Fuck.
You expected to sit across from me and feel nothing but reassured. Like that recent day when you shouldered your weapon and somehow missed.
When the assistant begs for a clean death,
I guess I am begging.
Empathy is weakness.
and in the final moment of the film. But if he were to accept responsibility, he would have to face the harm he has caused, just like those in positions of power in our society would have to go against the rules of success to make positive change, to stop the harm that comes to the disadvantaged and is inherent in our system.
When For example, was the last time you bothered to ask yourself why someone in your sights was so thoroughly despised?
Less you know, the better.
One man's cruelty is another man's pragmatism, that old chestnut.
The cabbie was killed for driving the assassins to the killer's house. But how unsatisfying was it to watch the killer ask the man who paid for it all, "Do we have a problem?" and then believe him when he said no? Of course, that's the society that we live in.